to me, it's like I don't know what's a better verse in Wu-Tang history than Kappa. Like it's the best verse ever,
Damn.
and the entire clan for all of them like that. And it hit at a time where like you could memorize those 900 bars pretty effortlessly as a fan. So like,
Yeah.
shouts to Mike Eagle. To one of the first times he came to Philly like 10 years ago, we were out drinking after a show, and that came on, and we were all at the bar doing every word for Winter Wars, like doing shots, hanging out all night. And that came on, and all of a sudden it was like military stand up, like ready to go, sir. I know all the words to Kappa. And Mike's like, me too. And
Oh
so we just went
wow.
in on that shit. I felt like there was a while there for like the Fader and like Pitchfork. They were pushing things in a direction because people were downloading, people weren't buying any music,
Yeah, yeah.
and they were kind of putting all of this critical hype and praise on like the Clips mixtapes and like early Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And I felt like he and Ray, like Ray became like so irrelevant during that time because Ray was
Mm.
just making every bad He was like the sideshow Bob, like walking on a field of rakes, like he's smacking over his
Oh, it
face.
wasn't that bad, was it? Do you think?
Yeah, like
I
the Ray projects are bad. They're really
yeah.
bad. And I think because Ghost was just kind of doing straight ahead rap and then kind of left field, like, like the beat for like Run. Like that's
Mm.
something people had never heard before. And then even doing like Kilo is 1,000 grams, it's easy to remember, and then
Yeah,
Shaky
yeah.
Dog.
Shaky
And I
dog,
remember
yeah.
like he started getting a lot of like hipster praise, but then more like serious writers. Like I remember like John Darnielle from Mountain Goats was like praising Shaky Dog as like one of the best written pieces of art in the last
Mm.
like 50 years, whatever it was.
Wow.
And he started getting like occupying like this critical space while like in the mainstream he was getting like less popular than ever in terms of like raw units, the taste and the styles, and like the South really becoming prominent. But they were to me, I feel like they were kind of positioning him to be like this more the older, like more critically accessible, lavished upon artist. But he was also rapping about things that was kind of like the de jour thing,
Mm.
like, oh, we're big onto this style, right? And then but then once that changed, as tastes and styles do, then he didn't really get the critical. And then like he started changing a lot of his stuff too. But the 96 to '06 to me, I mean, we've said on our show a bunch, like he's the greatest ever. Like that's
Yeah.
the best run in rap history from a person rapping. Like I don't
That's
know
crazy. Yeah,
how you
yeah.
can do a better 10-year stretch than that. Even like the worst albums are like four mics.
We know what Ghost is saying. He's got the wallabies, he's got the mask,
Yeah.
as I said, the chinchillas, wrist
Yep.
pieces that are probably the best wrist pieces I've ever
There it is.
seen.
There you go
Ever.
behind me.
There you go.
All right.
Boom. And there was one that I sent you earlier by email where he's
Yep.
got a man on a globe on his back.
Yes. Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas. That's
Yep.
it. It's just
Yep.
amazing. And so I was going to say to you, of all this memorabilia, it might be something I've not even mentioned. You could own one of these pieces to wear, my friend. Right? So, which one would you own?
You got to go with the Eagle.
Yeah.
That is like so ridiculous,
Yes.
and it's amazing. And he had like those huge, like you would say Wonder Woman arm. Like you had the giant bracelet,
Yeah.
and it was just
Yeah.
like he's such a child of Slick Rick, as a lot of those guys in that era
Yes.
are.
Yes.
But he was the first one to be like early to mid 2000s, like I'm gonna be the Slick Rick of right now, because
Mm.
people been rocking chains forever. I mean, like that's from the beginning.
Yeah.
But when he would do like the giant saucer plate and then the robe with like studded, and then have like the goalie mask sideways, and then have this
Yes.
huge eagle on his arm with like the wallabies, he just looked like you couldn't describe that to someone in a believable way, and they had to just see this shit. So I couldn't say like that would look cool on somebody until he just walks on stage doing it, or like in a
Mm.
video. Like even the video for Apollo Kids, where
Oh,
he's rocking like a two-tone ski mask. I'd never seen that before or
yeah.
after. And then he's like just holding an ice cream cone, walking in front of a Benz with like a plush robe on. I'm like,
Oh.
he was really, they were good at being like, you can never be this. Like we are
Mm.
such a cut above. And that's what, like, once those guys to me stop putting that effort into their appearance and their persona,
Mm.
it kind of just makes them more like regular and approachable, which most people are. But
Yeah.
it that had him like like him having that crazy Falcon thing on his wrist. Like 50 Cent and all them couldn't even fathom to dress like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Jay. Like everyone had a chain. Okay.
Yeah.
This dude walks in with like a bird on his arm. Like, no, like, what is that? It's amazing.
Bird. It's a bird on his arm. It's
like
incredible.
the imagination. Like when Ray had like the white gold tarantula on his neck, and then Ghost shows up with a bird. It's like the imagination and the visual side of these dudes as like pure creators and artists. It puts them above people just rocking a big like Figaro or like a chunky necklace or like, like a neck, like some really nice rings or something. Like you don't see someone with a spider on their neck in 1997 or like a giant Falcon thing in 2002. Like no one was doing it. Rhyming wise, the way it's the beginning of him being like high energy, but like vivid and weird in ways. Like he has like, he's not as like so esoteric as he became later on like Woo Forever and Clientele. But he says like, what's the line? He's like, I'm Iron Man, no die-cast metal, I'm still alloy. True identity hidden inside secret tabloids. Breathe oxygen, both sides of my jaw carry oxes. The track hit like the bangers and 100-watt boxes. Like that's like that's like so visual, but like extravagant in a way. Like true identities hidden inside secret tabloids, like that's crazy to even think about.
Yeah.
And so like the slang is in, and then it's like he, Ray, and Cap on that record were like really coming for each other. Like who can say the most colorful, dazzling, wild street shit that had never been said before?